Welcome back to another episode of Positive Solutions for Life. I'm your host, Peggy Meyer, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. If you've listened to my last episode where we talked about choosing your word of the year, this episode is just a natural step forward. And if you haven't listened to that one yet, that's okay because you can still jump in today's episode right where you are. Because today, it's all about looking forward, not backward. Today, we're talking about how to vision your future now. This is all about gaining clarity on what you truly want, aligning your actions with your values, and giving yourself permission to dream intentionally. So take a deep breath with me for a moment. This episode isn't about pressure, it's about possibility. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself at the end of 2026. You're looking back over the year, reflecting. What has changed? What experiences have you had? Where have you grown, personally or professionally? How do your health, your finances, your relationships, and your spiritual life feel now? Just think about this for a moment. Creating a vision is a lot like getting into your car. When you get into your car, you don't just drive aimlessly around. You have a destination in mind. You're going to work, you're dropping kids off at school, you're going to an appointment or going to the grocery store. You have a purpose for getting into your car and driving. You have a destination in mind. Your vision of your future works the same way. Your vision gives you direction. Without a destination or direction, you still might be moving, but you're not necessarily moving forward towards your dreams, towards your vision. So let's start creating your vision together. Grab a piece of paper, or if you've already reflected on the past year, pull out those notes. I'm going to be asking you to reflect on some questions to get a little bit clearer on what you want your future to be like. And you can start jotting down anything that comes to mind, but feel free to push pause or re-listen to this episode as many times as you need because I'm going to go, too fast for you to truly capture everything that you want your life to be like this year. So let's get started. As you think back on the past year, ask yourself, was there anything you want to improve? Were there any areas where you felt like you were just coasting or living on autopilot? Are there any areas where you felt stuck in a routine or in comfort instead of growing with intention? Write those things down. Now ask yourself something a little deeper. What thoughts, desires, or nudges have been living in your heart? Things that you know you want to pursue, but maybe haven't given yourself permission to explore. Maybe you've pushed these things aside because they felt uncomfortable or overwhelming, or you weren't really sure how to start. Write those down too. Now let's gently walk through some different areas of your life and feel free to expand on other areas of your life than just the ones that I'm listing right here. So first, your health. This includes your physical, mental, and emotional health. What does your health look and feel like right now? Remember, we're at the end of 2026. What does your health look and feel like? What would you like to improve? How do you want your body and mind to feel like at the end of this year, at the end of 2026? Now let's move on to relationships. Relationships, including with your spouse or your partner, your family, your friends, your coworkers. How do you want your relationships to feel? Where would you like more connection, more peace, or more growth? And looking at your finances, how do you want to feel about your financial situation by the end of the year? Do you want to have more money saved up? Do you want to pay off your debt? You want to increase your income or feel just more secure and confident? Write down whatever comes to mind. Now let's look at spirituality. This is your faith, your connection with something greater than yourself. What does spiritual growth look like for you? How do you want that part of your life to feel? And as you reflect, just keep asking yourself other questions. Like, what does my ideal day look like? How do I want my time to feel? What kind of impact do I want to make? What would stretch me out of my comfort zone? What would financial freedom allow me to do? There's no wrong answers here. Just write down whatever comes to your mind. Write it all down, especially those things that you feel hesitant about writing down. Make sure you put those down. Now let's take a moment and review what you've written. What stands out to you? What are you really drawn to improving? What would truly make 2026 a great year for you? Narrowing these down and getting more specific. This is creating your vision. And if you've chosen a word of the year, add that to your vision. My word of the year is intentional. This word is going to shape how I want to live, how I want to show up in every aspect of my life this coming year. It helps me create the vision and the actions needed to achieve my goals and my dreams. For example, I want to improve my health. Okay, so that is something that everybody usually wants to do, right? Improve their health. But by connecting my word intentional to my vision of being fit and trim, it's being intentional about becoming fit and trim. And it starts creating the actions in my mind of what I'm going to need to do to accomplish my health goal. So that's how we kind of connect your word of the year to your vision. What is your word? And how does it support the goals and the dreams that you're envisioning for yourself? And so once you have this all down, you have your ideas down, this is the fun part. This is the creative part. This is the part that you use, more of your imagination because you start creating this list of your top goals and dreams. We have all these ideas, but what are the main ones? If you could accomplish this by the end of 2026, this would make 2026 an awesome year. So use your imagination and picture what it looks like, and more importantly, what it feels like to have those goals accomplished. So as these images and these visions and your imagination works, start looking for images that represent them. Look for pictures that represent what you want to feel and how you're going to be at the end of 2026. So maybe it's something really specific, like you want a new car. Find a picture of that car. Get really specific. That car in that color, that type of wheels, the specs that you want. Get really specific. If you want a deeper connection in your relationship, find an image that represents that feeling. If it's peace, freedom, joy, confidence, choose images that truly, truly resonate with you. Get specific. You can also include quotes, affirmations, or scripture if that speaks to you. Anything that anchors and motivates you. Create that image, create those words, those quotes on something, and create that for your vision board. And make sure that everything you choose feels personal, meaningful, and aligned to who you want to become. And remember, if you created a vision board last year and some goals weren't fully accomplished, that's okay. Some dreams take longer than a year to come into fruition. If it still matters to you, keep it on your board. Get another picture that represents, where you're at now and where you want to be with it. Because progress is not failure. You're still moving forward. You can take something that you haven't quite accomplished yet from the past and put it on this year's goal, this year's dream board. So once your board is complete, that means you have created all your images, you've printed them off, and you have posted them, glued them, pasted them, whatever, on your board. Your vision board is now complete. And now you need to place it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. So if that's on your bathroom mirror, if it's next to the door on the way out of the house, make sure you place it where you can see it every single day. And when you do that, pause, look at it, reflect, remind yourself of where you're headed. And when you're done, and when you have that, and this is a really important part, look at each image on your board and create action steps for what it is going to take to accomplish that. Brainstorm what needs to happen. What actions will you need to take in order to achieve that goal, that dream? Start just brainstorming first, and then you can reorder those steps so you know where to start. What's the first step you need to take? And keep those steps close to your vision board and cross them off as you go and add new ones when needed. So you can see that you are making progress. You are taking steps to achieving your goal. Because here's the truth. Vision without action is just a dream. We have a dream board, but we need to take actions in order to get there. So seeing your vision daily helps you choose actions that align with where you want to go. And I applaud you for doing this, accomplishing this. Give yourself a deadline on when you're going to have this accomplished by, because it's going to take more than a day, right? If you truly want a vision board that draws you in and really captures what you want to be and who you want to become by the end of 2026, it's going to take more than a day. So give yourself a deadline, but get it done. Create this vision. So as we wrap up today, I want you to know you need to allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to want more, to want better. Give yourself permission to dream and want a better life because you deserve it. You are capable of creating a life that is meaningful, that feels more meaningful and aligned to who you truly want to be. Your vision is not just about what you want to have, material things. It's about who you want to become. Life is about creating yourself. So thank you for spending this time with me. Come back and revisit this, re-watch it, re-listen to it to get your questions and answered and to get your dream envisioned for the future that you want to have. So until next time, keep showing up, keep believing, and keep creating the life you're meant to live.